Good evening. We have a new president and vice president tonight as we take a live look at Tennessee's capital that's more peaceful than expected.
The FBI had warned about the potential for violent protests in all 50 state capitals, but besides a handful of peaceful protesters in Legislative Plaza, life went on like normal this inaugural day. The same was true in Washington, D.C., where thousands of National Guard troops, including soldiers from Tennessee, provided protection at the inauguration while President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were sworn in. With 20,000 soldiers on guard, there were more troops in the U.S. Capitol today than Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria combined. Those soldiers weren't the only Tennesseans with boots on the ground in D.C. today.
Yeah, many made the trip to capture the moment. News Channel 5's Levi Ismail is live at the Capitol speaking with them tonight and the few protesters who gathered.
We haven't seen many of those protesters out here for the past several hours. As for the Tennessee state troopers and the extra added security, well, many of those folks are either inside the building or they've gone home for the night. As we know, there was a lot of preparation to make sure that this area was secure, and I think that played a factor in making sure that today was a lot quieter than most people expected.
Security was as expected outside the Capitol steps. Rod Santow made the nearly 3-hour drive from Athens, Tennessee to be here anyway.
I was a little apprehensive. I didn't know what to expect, but I felt as though it was the right thing to do.
Sitting next to him is Elijah from Nashville, the only other protester we saw all morning. Both believe the 2020 election was stolen from President Donald Trump, and both say the future should concern more Americans.
My concern is that this is what we're going to need anyway. With their careless actions and their careless thoughts, this is where it's going to come anyway.
You may not see the large crowd here, but these two know there are many more people out there who fear they're back to being silenced.
There's no need to silence us. As long as we're not being violent and aggressive, we should have the right to talk.
This peaceful demonstration is far from the violence that overwhelmed our nation's capital on January 6th. Tennessee photographer Alex Kent, who was there on that day, returned for the inauguration. His photos now show a level of security he says he's never seen before.
Now I feel like there's been so much talk and chatter since the 6th that DC just prepared for the worst, and now it seems like nothing's happening. So I think it's been one of those things that's almost impossible to predict.